Hello viewers. The main objective of our new program is to help you use English effectively, forcefully and appropriately in a variety of real life situations. Keeping this objective in view, we have planned a whole series of programs for you. In our first unit, we made you familiar with different ways of directing people, welcoming people, greeting people. Then we moved on to two types of questions because the statements and questions, they are interrelated. So we thought the best way of doing things will be to help you ask questions. Two types of questions, yes/no questions and WH questions. And from there, we will move on to a polite way of asking yes/no questions followed by tag questions.
So you take these medicines and see me again on Monday?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah? Okay. Next patient, please.
Good morning, doctor.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Naresh Kumar. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, doctor. How is my wife?
She's fine now. Please sit.
Thank you. Could I see her now, doctor?
I'm afraid, Mr. Naresh Kumar, you can see her only after about an hour.
What about the little one? Could I see her at least?
Oh, yes, of course. You can see the little one. In fact, the nurse should be bringing her in any time.
Oh, and may I carry her, doctor?
Oh, yes, of course. Just be a little careful about the neck.
Of course, doctor. Can my mother spend the night in the patient's room? My wife might need some assistance in the night, you see.
Yes, actually she may. In fact, we do allow one member of the family to stay back. But we wouldn't want your mother to disturb the patient in any way.
Oh, not at all. She won't. Can I get some food for my wife from home?
Well, if you want to. We normally expect the patient to take the diet we prescribe. But of course you can. In fact, if you want, we can go to the nursery right away.
Let's go, doctor.
Okay.
Mr. Naresh Kumar indeed was a very anxious husband, wasn't he? Did you count the number of questions he asked the doctor? What kind of questions were they? Yes, you're right. They were yes/no questions. But these questions began with words like can, could or may.
Could I see her now, doctor? And may I carry her, doctor?
Oh, yes, of course.
Can my mother spend the night in the patient's room? My wife might need some assistance in the night, you see.
These questions began with words like can, could or may. Such questions are often asked to ask for permission in a polite way. A child who desperately wants to watch a Shah Rukh Khan film on the TV would probably ask his mother, "Mummy, can I watch this film?" Can is most often used for permission. May is often used, but it is more formal than can. Could can also be used, but it indicates tentativeness on the part of the speaker. That is, if he or she is not sure of being granted permission. Now, let us look at another type of yes/no question. Watch this clip.
Hello, I'm Anil. Yeah, I'm from Delhi. I've come to Hyderabad because my father has recently been transferred to this nice city. Yeah, I'm a BSc physics student. I'm from Delhi.
Look, I'm getting late for my class. I have to leave now, okay? Okay, bye friends, I'm leaving now.
Okay, bye, Priya.
Hi, so you're Priya, aren't you?
Yes?
You're a student of BSc Computers, aren't you?
Yes, of course.
You play badminton, don't you?
Yes, I do.
So you are a fan of Prakash Padkone, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
So you'll join me for a cup of tea, won't you?
Yeah.
Arvind was indeed very clever, wasn't he? In this conversation with Priya, he wants to confirm the observations made by him. To get her confirmation, he uses questions like the following. You are Priya, aren't you? You play badminton, don't you? You'll join me for a cup of tea, won't you? Questions like aren't you, don't you are called tag questions. They are like yes-no questions which we have already discussed. In conversation, the speaker often expects the hearer to agree or disagree with what he or she says. In such situations, a tag question is used. But be careful, these are used only in informal styles. Tag questions or question tags, as they may be called, consist of a statement like the following. Bindu has been teaching for 12 years, followed by a tagged on yes-no question, hasn't she? Bindu has been teaching for 12 years, hasn't she? Now watch carefully the following episode. The director of a company is interviewing candidates for the post of a marketing executive. He already has some information regarding these candidates in their curriculum vitae. Now, he would like to check or confirm this.
You're Mr. Kishore, aren't you?
That's right, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Please sit down.
Thank you, sir.
You're a graduate in psychology, aren't you?
Yes, that's right, sir.
And you have a master's degree in management from IIM Ahmedabad, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Your areas of interest you mention here, besides psychology and management, are politics and sociology, aren't they?
That's perfectly correct, sir.
That's interesting. Now, could you please tell us something more about yourself?
I had my education at Madras, sir. I studied at Christ Church High School, Madras, where I did my high school.
Now, friends, let us see how tag questions are formed. Normally, a positive statement has a negative tag and a negative statement has a positive tag. For example, Priya is beautiful, isn't she? Usha isn't aggressive, is she? However, if you want to express interest, surprise, doubt or anger, you could use a positive tag with a positive statement. So you hurt your knees, did you? The noun in the subject of the statement is replaced by an appropriate pronoun in the tag. Priya is beautiful, isn't she? Arvind is clever, isn't he? Priya and Arvind are students, aren't they? If there is no helping verb in the statement, then use the dummy do in the tag. Hariharan and Lay sing well, don't they? Tag questions are usually used in suggestions, invitations, and orders. Note the use of the following tag questions. Let's have a cup of tea in the canteen, shall we? Do sit down, won't you? Shut up, can't you? Open the window, will you? I'm sure you'll be able to use question tags with confidence now, appropriately in the right situations, won't you?
You have just seen a program on questions and questions. This program, you must have noticed, is organized in two parts. In part one, we have a polite way of asking yes-no questions. Most of these yes-no questions, they begin with a modal verb. These modal verbs are can, could, will, would, shall, should, may, might, ought to, and so on. They make your questions, yes-no questions, very polite. For example, shall I open the door? In fact, it's not a question at all. It's an offer of service. From there, we move on to a different kind of question, which is called tag questions or question tags. These are called tag questions or question tags because they are attached to statements. You must have seen that if the statement is positive, the tag is negative. If the statement is negative, the tag is positive. For example, John is coming this evening, positive. The tag is, isn't he? Negative. John is not coming this evening, negative. The tag is he? Positive. In this way, question tags are used very frequently in informal conversational English. They make your language very effective. They make your language very fluid. They make you use language in a variety of situations. I do hope you will be able to use language with confidence. If you have any problems, please feel free to write to us. Goodbye now.